Hello, it's Rebecca, and I'm just going to do a quick review on this Purminerals Disney Cinderella palette. This just came out. I think it wasn't actually supposed to release until September, but I went into Kohls, and the lady told me that they had them upstairs, so she just went up and got one for me. So basically, you open it up like this, and you have a highlighter, a bronzer, two blushes, and then there's this really nice Cinderella picture. You lift this part up and you have a little mirror, 6 eyeshadow shades, and then they just stuck a dual-ended sponge in here. And finally, there's this little drawer with 6 lipsticks and a little lip brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and swatch these real quick and kind of give you my impression. I have used this twice. Now, for the cheap products, you have this highlighter called Illusion there, and then there's a bronzer called Disguise. So Illusion is kind of a very glittery, almost flaky highlighter. But it is nice to just kind of dust on the cheekbones or on the inner corners of my eyelids. I don't really mind a bit of glitter. And then the bronzer Disguise just looks like that. So it's, I don't know, kind of like a medium, I'd say it's like a medium brown bronzer. It is a matte bronzer, so that's nice. And then the blushes are called Fairy Tale and Dream. So Fairy Tale is kind of a light pink. It looks like it has like a satin finish. Now I do have kind of a problem with these blushes in that they don't want to transfer onto my brush very well. They almost feel kind of stiff in the pan. But this is Fairy Tale and Dream. So both of these blushes are they're kind of stiff. You need to definitely work with them a bit. Oh, and I forgot to mention at the top of the video that this palette is $29 at Kohls. Alright, and moving on to the eyeshadows. So the top row is kind of some purple shades, and the bottom row is more neutral brown shades. So on the top row, you have Dazzle, which again has some flaky glitter in it, but it's basically like a pink shade with a lot of flaky glitter. It's very dusty, so that's not really my favorite shade, but it works as an inner corner highlight. And then there's Ethereal, which is a kind of satin purple shade. It looks like that. I don't really have any problems with these on my eyeshadow brush. They seem to come off a little bit better than the blushes do. And then I have Entice, which is kind of a dark plum shade. Just looks like that. Then for the more neutral colors, you have Elegant, which is kind of a nice cream highlight color. Then there is Breathless, which is kind of a, I'd say like a mauvey brown color. It looks like it's a satin finish. And then there's a matte brown called Tempt. And this is a really nice color. This one actually feels a bit softer. Actually, the matte shades in general feel a little bit softer, which is interesting. But yeah, these are pretty nice colors. And finally, we have this little lipstick drawer, which you can actually remove completely. These actually were pleasantly surprising to me. They are pretty, like, very opaque. I was kind of expecting more of a sheer lip gloss, but these are actually like fully pigmented lipsticks. Or, no, I'm just going to do the bottom row first actually. So we'll start with Spellbound. Let me just show you. I don't know if you can see how it's like very soft. Okay, so this is Spellbound. Spellbound is kind of a light warm red. And then there is Charm, which is kind of a baby pink color. Okay, you have Fantasy, which is a similar color, but it's a little bit more on like a mauve side. Okay, and then starting in the upper right of that, we have Imagine, which is like the nude color. And this does have a hint of shimmer to it. Charm and Imagine have a bit of shimmer. Spellbound and Fantasy are cream shades. And there is Lure, which is kind of a light cranberry color, I would say. Finally, we have Enchant, which is kind of a dark wine color. This color is actually really nice. Okay, so that is it for these 6 lipstick shades, and I just apply these with a brush. You probably don't want to go into them with a finger just because they're so pigmented and you'll make a mess with them. So just slide that back in there. So overall, for $29, if you are a Disney fan, I think you definitely need this. It's really pretty. You got this like butterfly with some gem patterns. You got this kind of shiny gold. The box is pretty nice too. It looks the same as this on the outside. So I actually have the box on display. The only complaint I have is that the blushes are kind of stiff, and I probably just need to try using a different brush or something. And also that this is kind of flaky. So personally, I don't mind the kind of flaky glitteriness, but I know some people don't like it. So I think you need to take into account whether you're like a Disney collector. I'm a big collector of the Elf sets, and I also have the Walgreens Disney sets that came out more recently. Yeah, and this is the only pure mineral product I've tried. They also gave me 2 samples. The lady gave me these when I bought it at Kohls. They gave me a pure eyeshadow trio in the shade Rock Goddess. So it just looks like that. And these are some actually really nice eyeshadows. They almost seem a little bit better than the ones in the palette. But yeah. And then she gave me a Melt Away Makeup Emulsifier Towelette. So I'll have to give that a try. Anyway, I do want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day.